Well, good morning. Sorry for the delay. I'm managing the webcast also, so I'm kind of multitasking here today. But I'm sure glad you're here. I'm glad all of you who are watching online are with us. This is a critically important topic that the Internet Society, of course, has focused on and taking very, very seriously. But first, let me tell you a little bit about the Internet Society. So the Internet Society was founded over 20 years ago by the man you just heard give us some words of wisdom, Vint Cerf and Bob Kahn, two pioneers of the Internet. And they had a lot of vision because they knew that the Internet needed a solid organization to help ensure that the Internet standards process remained open and that Internet development continued in areas where there isn't Internet or it's inadequate today, and that there's good policies for the Internet that are being developed. And those are the three areas where we work, and we do that through a staff of about 90 individuals that are spread around the world. I am the Regional Bureau Director for North America, so I cover the US and Canada, but I have colleagues who cover other regions, and then we have specialist groups. We have a group of policy experts based out of our Geneva office, and we have our headquarters in Reston, Virginia. So with 90 people, though, you can only get so much done. So we have a large member base, and we have great chapters. So I want to thank the SFBay chapter, the ISOC SFBay chapter, for putting on this event and organizing it. They did so much work. Mike, in particular, was amazing in how he pulled all the speakers together and helped us find this beautiful venue. So I just couldn't be more pleased with the work that the chapter has done just for this event, but it goes well beyond that. This is, of course, the second annual event they've had on this topic. They've had other events on other topics in the past, and they have actually worked with other chapters, and they're launching new chapters on different topics completely. So there's the Interplanetary Networking chapter that Mr. Snell is involved in and others are involved in that is kind of branching off from the SFBay chapter and going global, and interplanetary, I should say. So it's very exciting, the vision that they have. At headquarters, where my job is to support him and you all, and the other members that we have all around the world. Speaking of chapters again, I think we have about 90 chapters around the world. There's a handful in the US and Canada, but and all around the world, and especially in Africa and Europe and other parts of the world, we have many chapters, and they're all very active holding events like these. So I encourage you to connect with us and find out about all these events. They're almost always live streamed, as we are doing today, so you can stay abreast of all of the issues that these chapters are working on and help support our cause. And of course, if you're not a member of Internet Society and are not a member of a chapter, I encourage you to do so, because it's really a great opportunity to help promote the mission of keeping the Internet open, ensuring that it is a platform for innovation and continued development. It's truly just a unique platform of communication for mankind, and we're here to make sure that it continues to grow and evolve. One of our key functions at the Internet Society is to be the organizational home of the Internet Engineering Task Force. And as many of you might know, the IETF, as it's called, develops RFCs, so this is acronym world, requests for comments, but those are actually Internet standards. So this is the Internet Standards Organization. I know some of you in this room are very involved in the IETF. But when I think of what is happening with regards to the Internet Society community and cyber surveillance and the concerns about cyber surveillance and how we're responding to it, I mostly look to the IETF because they have responded very quickly. They're being very active and aggressive in their response. And if you're not familiar with that, I encourage you to check that out if you want to help them. They, of course, are an open organization. Anyone can get involved, and the door is always open there. But I have a couple of quotes from one of the recent meetings. This was back in November, and I think this is a press release that they gave, and there's a couple of really very good quotes here that I'd just like to read for you, just so you'll have a taste of how the IETF is approaching this issue. So this is a quote from Yari Arko. He's the chair of the IETF. He says, ensuring the global internet is a trusted platform for billions of users is a core and ongoing concern for the IETF community. Discussions over the past few months, including many in the more than 100 working group sessions this week, he's referring to the IETF that was happening, the meetings, are carefully and systematically reviewing internet security and exploring ways to improve privacy and other aspects of security for different applications. Internet security has many facets, and the IETF is focused on ensuring that the technical internet protocols that it develops provide a strong foundation for privacy and security. So with that, I think you can hear that there's a renewed focus with IETF to work on these protocols, make them more secure, and help build trust in the internet. There was another quote that I found very powerful here. This is Stephen Farrell. He is one of the two IETF's security area directors, one of their security specialists. He says, at the IETF technical plenary, participants agreed that the current situation of pervasive surveillance represents an attack on the internet. While there are challenges isolating the specific areas of attack that IETF protocols can mitigate, all of the working groups that consider the topic have started planning to address the threat using IETF tools that can mitigate aspects of the problem. So I think that gives you an idea of what's happening with the technical community, but that's not all that has to be done. We need to address these issues not only from the technical perspective, but from the policy perspective. And I am located near Washington, D.C. in Reston, Virginia, and of course we have our policy specialists in Internet Society who are looking at this as well and talking to government officials around the world about the topic, explaining the need for everyone to have trust in the internet and how not supporting that through massive surveillance activities undermines it. So events like this are going to bring content to the discussion. They're going to talk about the policies that we need. They're going to talk about the impacts, and they're going to help lawmakers, policymakers understand what's happening. What is actually the impact to Silicon Valley because of this activity? Is it really as bad as some say it is? Let's give them some facts. Let's use this opportunity today to bring out these details, and the Internet Society and all of the members around the world will take this material to their policymakers and use it. So you are actively developing the content that's going to help us move the ball forward and continue to keep the internet an open, vibrant, and critical aspect of our lives going forward. So again, thanks to the chapter. Thanks, Mike and the chapter leaders for doing this. Want to give a special thanks to Nicole Armstrong. She's with ISOC headquarters. It helps us with events as well. And thank you all for this opportunity. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Mike to launch this event. So thank you.